Ford has finally put out a warning telling all dealerships to not screw their customers. Let's talk about it. So guys, welcome back to another Cold Culture video. And today we're talking about how Ford just put out a statement, an internal memo to their dealerships and Ford Lightning customers not to, basically just rape the customer on price gouging. Now I will admit, when I first heard this news, I heard it as Ford is targeting dealerships who are marking up vehicles over $5,000. Well, after doing a little bit more, research on this, I ended up seeing that they were talking more specifically about the Ford Lightning. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that Ford isn't paying attention to people who are reporting dealerships for price gouging. Ford put up a follow-up statement quickly telling people that if dealerships are marking vehicles up over $5,000, that is our responsibility as the customers, us, to email, reach out to Ford, call Ford Motor Company, and tell them about these dealers, and Ford will be docking these dealers. And through the process, if these dealers are selling Broncos for $120,000, which some are, actually a lot are, Ford is saying that they will pull out and not let these dealers sell Ford vehicles anymore. Now this is huge because we're finally getting power again, it feels like. Ford is saying that these shortages are no excuse for destroying customer relations. If you guys didn't know, dealerships were originally created so that the company, like in this situation, Ford Motor Company, couldn't price gouge us. So it created a middleman who was sort of a customer advocate, right? Where they were kind of here to help us because the company put out MSRP, but before, you can get a little under, a little over, whatever it may be. The dealership sold it to you for what was reasonable and kept these companies in check. Well, now it seems that these companies are having to keep these dealerships in check, which is just crazy to me. These dealerships are horrible. The way that they're running their business, I hate it, because recently in the comments, someone talked to me about how they ordered a truck, and when the truck got in, they tried to sell it to him for almost $20,000 more than what he ordered the truck for. And they told him, we promise that we're going to sell it to you for MSRP, nothing more. So the truck comes in, and what do you know? They're like, oh yeah, if you want the truck, you got to pay 15 grand more for it. He's like, you promised me MSRP. They're like, well, if you don't buy it for 15 grand more, somebody else will. So we don't want your business. So what's happening is these dealerships are destroying relations. Like, it feels to me like there's no loyalty from these dealerships anymore. There used to be something where if I was loyal to the dealership would reward me for being loyal to them. Like the place where I ordered my F-150, first of all, I ordered 3 F-150s from them, all personal buys, but I also have owned 2 Rangers from them. And then I've made sure that my girlfriend has bought 2 cars from them. And then my siblings have all bought at least 2 cars from them. So the amount of money I've brought to them is ridiculous. So back in the day, if I was an advocate of that dealership, what would happen is they would kind of reward me, they'd throw me a freaking bone. But now it's not like that. They don't care. Dealerships, it used to be this thing where, it's like, my grandpa went through this dealership, and my father went through this dealership, and now I go through this dealership, and then my siblings do the same thing. And we all support this place because, they did right by us. And because we're returning customers and we show loyalty to them, and they know that we are always going to be buying vehicles from them, they treat you right, and they cut you deals or whatever it may be. That's all gone out the window now because, like I said, dealerships now know that if you don't buy it, the guy who's been loyal to them and has bought 10 cars from them and has done it for freaking 50 years, they don't give a shit about you anymore because they know that Billy Bob down the street, he's gonna buy that shit for 15K over. So they don't care to be loyal to us. They don't care to support us the same way we supported them. It's very cutthroat right now. It's ridiculous. Any dealership who is price gouging, you guys need to report them to Ford. That way we can start doing something about this and putting these dealerships in check. Now, I have not heard anything from Toyota, Honda, Chevy, Dodge. Nobody else has said anything about this. So kudos to Ford for speaking up and actually saying like, hey, we need to do something about our customers. Because I think Ford is I think Ford has the most loyal customer base, even though the Ram commercial says they do. I think Ford has the most loyal customer base because Ford has that like America thing to it where a lot of people just go through them because they're like, that is the American truck, that is the American brand, that is us, you know? When you hear Sam Elliott's voice, it's like, it just feels right. It's like, I need a Ford Tough and a Course Light. So people just love these brands. So the fact that Ford has finally stepped up and said at least something about this, and we'll see if they actually follow through with it or not, that's a whole other conversation. But the fact that they've at least put out something about it makes me really happy. It makes me proud to be a Ford owner and to have another Ford on the way. So guys, let me know your stories. Has a dealership screwed you over? If they have, maybe you should reach out to the company and see if we can do something about it. We can't let these guys just walk all over us and screw up the relationships that we've built with them, or we can't just let these dealerships throw away our loyalty after purchasing sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. It would be ridiculous. We gotta stand up, we gotta do something. So guys, hey, if you got anything out of this video, please like, please subscribe, send it to somebody who got screwed and tell them, hey, this is how you're gonna fix that problem, whatever it need be. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and peace.